Okay, and we're back. I spent some time reading the wiki or a blog post. I'm not sure, fandom wiki or something about the train signals, and we were we were right there, right? Which is signals make specific paths one way. And then the other big bit to think about is that the train calculates its route as it's leaving the station. And there's no way to dynamically alter that route, right? So when we think about blocks and paths, it's to allow um, trains that are maybe coming from the other direction to not interrupt a train going one direction. And then the pathing just says it's more of an anti-collision thing. It's not for dynamic pathing. It's to say if you have a complex intersection of, let's say, let's operate on the basis that instead of this push-pull system we have here, where the train is constantly rocking back and forth between all these locations, we have a loop. As you create more loops, you're going to have these complex intersections because every line is going to have two rails. So I think I want to do that here. And so this line will have two rails coming into it, right? And, this line would have two rails coming into it. Next thing you know, you have two rails coming out over here, two rails coming over here from quartz, and you're going to have these complex intersections. So the pathing is just to say, can I safely cross this intersection, right, without a collision? So the signal's really more about avoiding collisions and stoppages than they are, there's no dynamic pathing. The other thing I worked on a little bit offline is modeling um, our current factory. So right now, factory V2. So right now we have three Mark IIs producing 120. You can see 120 is what I've manually entered. 115 is what's required. So on the iron side, we're actually doing fine. We have 12, but we really only need 11.5 based on what we're doing. And then I manually entered the constructors, so we have 5. They're just simply doing our 100 iron plate out to dimensional storage. We have 1 that's being used as the input to our screws, but as you can see, we've actually flubbed here. We have 2, but we can only support 1.5. Oh, is that the same thing here? Yeah, we have 12, but we can only support 11.5. Yeah, that's what's going on. This is actually bad. We have more deployed than we can support. And then we have the 12 being used for. Okay, so anyways, that is to say that we can use this modeler to help us instead of going back and forth, flying back and forth, figuring out what's going on. Same thing with copper. We have 1 Mark II producing 120. 120 is going to 7 smelters, but we can only support 4. So wire and cable is underperforming. We have a lot of systems waiting. So it just means, hey, we need to identify. We need to look into this because we just don't have enough copper. We haven't really done the limestone yet. So I want to take a look at this. So we have, I want to look at the iron rod. So the 1 to screws is fine. Why do we have 12? What are these 12? Where are these 12 going? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I have 12. My guess is I'm overlooking something. So these 12. Are they just simply not going anywhere? Well, it's not getting iron plate, and that's fine. Oh, that's right. It's not receiving any iron plate. Is it because... Did we set this up for something? And we just didn't use it? Because, yeah, it has nothing. Okay, so let's adjust that in our modeler and say 6 of these are going somewhere. Wait a second. Yeah, this number's lowering because that's all we need. So we're over provisioned here. We're over provisioned here. I'm sorry, I wasn't showing the modeler. So yeah, we adjusted this from 12 to 6. So let's just double check that real quick. So are these the 6 that are going to storage? Yes. So what are these 6 for? I do not recall. What I can do is go back to the modeler, and we could say, yep, this is, oops, this is fine. And then we have another 6 just sitting here not doing anything. Okay. So based on this, yeah, this is telling me we're not using all of, oh, this is iron, not copper, sorry. So yeah, we're definitely not using all of our iron, and that's fine. We have what, 35, 70, 105 unused, because we showed 360. Or we can support 360. So this number is what's actually happening versus our inputted number, which is, so this here is telling us we only need 8.5 for what we're doing. So that makes sense as to why these aren't doing anything. And yep, we must have 90 going out. That's just kind of ridiculous, but it's fine. 115. So yeah, this is telling us we can support 1.5 based on what we have configured, but we have 2 in reality. And we can just double check that, spot check it, right? I'm putting out 15 per minute, but I'm requesting 80. No, that means I can't even support. Oh no, they're requesting 10, 20, and I'm providing 15. Yep. So I would have to boost this to get the production I want for the screws. But part of me is like, do I even care? I'm just going to put 40 screws out. I'm just going to delete this one. Storing a ton of screws just has no utility at the moment. Okay. So I'll just leave that as it is, and that's fine. So we'll update our modeler. to say 1. Now we're good. And we'll have extra, and that's fine. I guess we could say we want to be efficient. And we can take this down to 0.67 or 67% output. And we'll get our, right, 10 to 10. We'll have some extra, and that's fine. We're not using unneeded electricity. Okay. But oddly enough, oh yeah, those are probably queuing because, what are these waiting? What are they waiting for? Idle. Oh, you cannot output anymore. Why not? This must not be working. Yep, that's all that's going on here. I thought we validated that this does work. I don't want to do what you think I want to do. There we go. There we go. Okay. So let's see. What did I set up these 6 rods for? No clue. Maybe I set these up, thought they were running, and then duplicated the effort. So if that's the case, really all I need to do is delete this whole set. Or not delete it, but well, yeah, I'll have to delete it. I'll cut off the input, and it'll continue to process what's on the lines, and then eventually it'll give up. And then what we need to do instead is point this direction. Oh god. I guess that works. I don't see the problem. Okay. Those will take over our iron rod production, and those should eventually shut down. I could leave it there. I just won't use it. Maybe I could reuse it later. Once it's done with everything, then I need to figure out how to get this. I'm running that on the first floor, which is going to be a little bit more difficult here. I'll probably just have to do the same thing I did. Just go here. I'll have to find a way to... That's fine, that's gonna go away eventually. So we'll just try to line up with And then eventually when this module stops producing pipe or rod, we will tear it down. Okay, now what's going on here? Copper. Yes, we know copper is bad. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have I done anything to document copper yet? Can I just keep this off to the side? What if I shrink it? Shrink it and then zoom it. Yep, that's fine. Okay. So copper. We have one Mark II producing 120. We have 7 smelters, but we only need 4. Or we can only support 4. Yeah. Yep, so I've already done some of this. We have 8 creating copper wire. Yeah, we can only support 4. And we have 6 creating cable. Yeah, we can only support 4. So this is easy to fix. Yeah, to create so to create the 60 cable, I think that's saying we only need 2, and we have 3. Yeah. So this planer is going to save us a lot of headaches. Why did I create 8 to create 120 wire? Is it because I was counting the ingot? Yeah, that must have been what happened. Yeah, so we have too much here. Best way to fix it, I think, is to get rid of the first 4. Second 4. Yeah, second 4 will end right here. Then we'll just need to ship it up there. Maybe it's because my goal was 240 wire, but I think I got a little too overzealous with how much stuff I'm putting into dimensional storage. Oops, damn it. Did I just totally screw up? What did I just do? Yeah, I got rid of way too much stuff. Yeah, that's fine. I meant to get rid of. I was thinking, and then my brain was like, yeah, delete all the things. That's fine. I can actually change it to be the more compact design as well. Yep. So there's 4. We'll put the mergers on top. We will ship to those mergers. Beautiful. This is also stupid now. Oops. Whatever. Hmm. Just fine. Okie doke. Go up and delete all this. Starting from here. Yes. And there we go. Those last second misclicks are just hilarious and tragic. Okay. So let's update our documentation to say we are doing 4 here. Okay. And then for our cables, we have 6. Can I set up a hotkey to turn this on and off? Not that I can tell. Okay. So we can only support 4. Yeah, we have 6. And we can only support 2 cables instead of 3. And that'll give us 60. So that's fine. We'll delete the ones at the end of the line. Okay. It's definitely this one, at least over here. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can only support 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this will give us 60 cables. I don't mind having all this extra room. We could slide something like copper sheets in here. It's no problem. I'll leave the power runs. Yeah, so this can just come down. There's just an extra leg. And this can go there. And we're good. 4 into 2. I'll delete that just to keep it clean. Okay. So we've officially got 2 and 4. So that's all cleaned up. But we are using all of our copper. And we're definitely getting more. What do we got? I know we got that stuff. Oh, apparently we got another one over here. Well, that's... Yeah, let's go look at these real quick. We got iron and copper over here that we're not using. What? These are going to be impure. I can just already feel it in my bones. Yep. And that's the thing about this biome, is that plenty of resources, but they tend to be on the lower quality side of things, but you're wide open to build. So yes, here we have our normal copper at least. Okay. So we would need to build a way to get that copper. I wish there was some sort of like vehicle elevator. That'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, if we look at this, yeah, I think it's empty most of the time. And you know, you see the copper belts are empty, which means the copper smelters are shut down. Well, I also have 3 too many smelters, copper smelters. So those are going to So let's make sure we're doing the smelters. So I have this iron, 4 and 3. The 4 is going to the wire, I'm sure. Yes, this is the wire. And then the 3 is going to... Oops, I'm sorry. I've been showing the modeler this whole time. I need to get better at that. Okay, so we're going to delete this and say we instead have... I need to not do that. That's terrible. We have 4 and 3. Oops. And we'll go ahead and say this is going to dimensional chest. And this is going to dimensional chest. Okay. So we have 2 too many for the wire and 1 too many for the cable. So I just must not have done my calculations properly. So what does that mean? I need 2 less here and 1 less here. Where do I want to cut those off? Looks like the back. Well, part of this is because I think my original ask was for 240 of wire, and we shrunk that down. Now that I'm keeping track of this in the modeler, it'll also be easier to remember, you know, if we're changing things, we'll be like, oh, why are we, you know, why are we going for 240 here? It's excessive. Okay. So that should be fine. It shouldn't require any intervention. And then this one, I could do the ones in the front. Or the one, I should say. I just need to fix the input. Okay. Okay. So there's also a question of, you know, is my tractor even keeping up? Oh, that's another thing. We need vehicle buffers. I have to have vehicle buffers, which we've already talked about. but it was solidified in the train video I was watching. Part of me is thinking they just go here, and I just move this wall out. How big are they? I mean, definitely want to do the industrial. And then that means our feeds will get bumped out, which actually gives us more room as well. Okay. Copper's still not flowing. Did you just simply not grab copper? What's happening? Load. I guess I should make sure I know how much you have. Very little. Even though you're stopping for 8 seconds. Maybe I will... Oh no, that doesn't matter. Go ahead and just do one of these for right now. Yeah, because if you're only dropping off like 220 and this whole trip's taking you like 2 minutes, we're only doing like 110. We need to be doing 120. It's going to be lower than that. No? Yeah, 120 items per minute is what we got right now, so we should technically be meeting the demand. But I guess as long as things work through, by the time they get to the end of their journey, the trick is, are these ever idle down here? Let's make sure you get all of it. Oh my god, this is the stupidest. Oh my god. What? Dude. Are you kidding me? Let's see how that does. What was I thinking? That might help. Losing like 10 seconds every run. Okay. The problem is with just bumping out this wall. Oh, no, this should be fine then. Do these match up perfectly? Yeah, it looks like it. No. We'll just build one real quick. Oh, I did it backwards. And I'm probably in the way of that thing. Okay. Output. Correct. They do not match perfectly. This should probably be representative of exactly where its partners are placed. Yep, right there. That's obvious. I'm assuming this does not work. Oh, it actually does. Okay. Do I have room here? And do I still have room for a wall? How did that happen? Should I start my walls? Let's try this again just to make sure. Yeah, it's fine. So this one, we don't need it. Actually, oh yeah, we do. Sorry. We need it on all of them. And the holes are basically going to move back a whole row. Oops. To like here. Oh, but we're only going to be doing one instead of two. So we'd have to split. And where would that be? It'd probably be more like the center. Yeah, I'll have to do one to see. And I don't think there's any better one to do right now than just copper. That just help me place the cover. Yep. Okay. We can delete this. Oh. Yeah. Okay. It adds a stop whenever you place one of those, and it was in its path, so I was like, yeah, I'll stop here. How much did you get that time? About the same. Is this in... No, it's a normal node. 120 on a Mark II belt. So what, you're just not able to get as many resources in 8 seconds as I thought? It'd be nice if you could set a, like, get everything. Let's see how much it gets from a 2-second bump. Honestly, waiting here for seconds is minuscule in comparison to the entirety of the load. Then let's say there's no way that's the copper guy yet. I don't know, how long do they need to stop? Isn't it kind of like instant? Well, if we see this go up from 6 to 91, we'll know that's not the case. Yeah, it really starts getting it right away. There's no reason to wait. In fact, maybe it's the wait time that's crushing me. Maybe I've been doing this wrong this whole time, because it seems fairly instantaneous. I'm going to put this up to 4 just to get everything off the belt quicker. Get as much in here as we can before he comes back. Okay, and we're going to shut this down. See how quickly he grabs everything. Yeah, he doesn't even stop. You don't have to wait for the animation. Can he just drive past? Can I set this to 0? Can I just delete it? God, this might be fixing an assumption about picking up resources. I thought they had to wait for it. Looks like it's pretty much instantaneous. Look at this goober. I wonder if they get confused by multiple... No, I don't think so. Okay, we'll wait. We want to see this play out. Let's supercharge it. Oh, you can't supercharge those. Okay, he just dropped off. Now he's waiting for no reason. Yeah, you really just need to drive past him. I mean, this is a good reason to use power cells. It just might be more than I need. So, yeah, as long as you... well, we'll find out here in a sec, but... it's seeming like as long as he drives past this, he's going to get the entire load instantly. And I can delete all the weights from the rest of these dudes. And then the trick is just avoiding getting in the sphere of the other drop-offs. But I guess once you're leaving, it doesn't matter, because you won't have anything. Okay, he didn't even pick up anything that time. Okay. Okay. So you need something. How do I replace? I really wish I could edit. It's really not a big deal. I just thought maybe I could get away with it. So you need at least, of course we'll see how much we can get away with, but... oh, am I gonna need to redo that? That route? Or no? I don't know. Yeah, it looks like you need a mandatory 1 second wait time. We'll see if he honors it. Or if he just skips right past it, because it's not part of the route. Nice thing about this ramp being too big is if I want to upgrade to trucks for certain lines, I can do that. Alright, so let's see if he stops. I'm thinking probably not. Oh, yeah, as long as it's there, he's good, and they enforce the stop as kind of a Just a slight penalty. But it's only 1 second. Slight, I don't mean penalty, but like a, hey, you need to stop to at least get this. Okay. God, that's so funny that these stops are pointless. I mean, we'll double check here, but as long as he dumps off, as long as he's empty when he leaves. Maybe these are too close together, but he's empty. Okay. Good enough for now. So then I'll just simply need to split. I'm thinking bring it over here and split. Get rid of some of this mess. Probably get rid of this. This. Okay. Oops. And then appear to have connected. Can I just shimmy on up there? Then we'll try to do a straight run. There we go. So we should be meeting copper demand. So before we get ahead of ourselves, let's go ahead and update the copper and say that this is being clocked at 250%. They also put this nice little red signal here. I wonder if it puts a signal for schlooping. Oh, these can't be schlooped. What about this? Yeah, purple. Cool. So yeah, I'm only demanding 120, and yet I have 300. So, okay. So we got a lot done. Figured out this buffer system. Do the same thing over here. Oh, we should probably make a note to 1 second on the source. And then we will fix train orientation. And then we will go get quartz going. And yeah, we have some tasks. Okay, great. That's it for this time. Thanks.